I'm not lost, but I'm looking for the start of a walk, which we're in Haugesund today. I probably butchered that. And it's our last stop in the fjords before we head back to Southampton, which we arrive on Saturday. It's Thursday today. So I've left everybody back at the ship. It's a little bit of a funny port, this. I'm not sure there's a ton to do unless you pay for a trip and go and do something like Segway or e-bike or something like that, which I'm going to go this way, which is fine, but not really my thing. So I thought I'd look for some walks on all trails. I found this one, which is going to take us down the coastal path, and in total I believe it's about 10 kilometres, and it's an out and back, and it takes us along the coastal path, as you might imagine, past a couple of iconic monuments and landmarks. We'll be able to see the little islands and the archipelagos, and then we'll make our way back to the ship via town. It is not close to the ship at all. In fact, I'd say it's a good 45 minutes walk to get there, so unless you take public transport, you've already done a good couple of kilometres before you even start the tree walk. So we'll see. Welcome to Micro Adventure Mondays, I guess, special edition. Let's see what we can find. Oh yeah, I can see water. So it's not an easy find. I'm sure it is, but I didn't find it easy to find. I haven't got any signal on my phone, so I have downloaded the map on all trails. I'm taking a little bit of a guess. I can see those turbines from our room, so I know we're heading in the right direction of water at least. Hi. Ooh. First Norwegian. Hi. I know hi and adio, and I think that's hello and goodbye, and the rest of it is way complicated, which is very rude of me. Right, here we are, let's have a look. Yeah, it's a bit industrial, isn't it? Oh, there, look, there's the start of the walk. I have no idea how I didn't find that. I think I went too far up in the town centre. Ooh. It's very industrial, this port. It's not a looker like some of the ones we've stopped in previously, where you are literally next to a waterfall. This is a nice path actually, and I think it's like this most of the way. So much so that on the description it says you can do it in trainers if you want to do it in trainers. And the reason this walk is particularly popular is due to a statue called Rising Tide Statues, which I think we will pick up along the way. So when we get there, we'll have a quick gander and see what all the fuss is about. You can just see the ship. You can see my room from here. At this moment in time, still occupied by a 20-year-old. So I'm not sure it's going to get clean today, sadly. But you know, we'll live. Oh, I can see a monument. So we can go straight on. It's like a campsite. Yeah. Like a circular bit, I think. Either way, we come back on that left path that we've just missed off on the route, and I can see a couple of monuments. I think one of them is about the one that, like an obelisk, is about the unification of Norway, because it used to be separate lands, and I believe this monument looks at how all the lands came together, and that's the reason that there were all the stones around the bottom of the main obelisk. And then we'll have a look at the other one that's on the other side. Yeah, this is a campsite. Nice. Quite a lot of people here. This is quite a little popular stop. And look how the daffodils are still all in bloom, and we're near mid-April. Lovely. Probably because it's an awful lot colder up here. Quite a lot of people, because there's a hop on and hop off bus. But we've been hardcore and we've walked it. So you can see the different names. Beautiful. I'm just going to count how many there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, maybe there are 28 different places, regions that all came together to form what's now known as Norway in its entirety. Let's have a mooch up to this plinth. See what that tells us. Looks like 1872 it came together. I have no idea. I'd be lying if I said I knew. Cute. At 9:33, Haraldshaugen, which his monument is over there. Lovely if you like your Viking stuff. Some signs over here which will tell you about Haraldshaugen. Forgive me my pronunciation. Yeah, the obelisk is 1872, raised at the guard church ruins to commemorate the Battle of Haraldshaugen 1,000 years earlier. The elegant spike symbolises the unification of Norway, and it stands in a circle of 29 stones, representing the ancient Norwegian counties that Harald brought together. There you go. Oh,
Lovely view. Oh, there's a ship over there, look.
oh, we've not come that far.
Hey?
We've not really done that far.
No, not really.
On our way back down now and pick the path up again. So I guess we're here. I'm going to go right up to here and right the way back, and it does take us back into town on that same path. So let's carry on. The swans on, I'm going to say the sea, because, you know, regardless of how far in we are, I don't know how far in we are, I don't think we are that far in. I've never seen that before, like swans on open water. They always make me think of like little tranquil lakes. But yeah, living the best life. And so are the goats. And the kids. Oh. Oh. And ducks. It looks like there's a little, what is it, promontory coming up. Let's have a look. A lot of people heading out. It's a lovely path. It reminds me like Fleetwood in Lancashire. It's that kind of thing, or maybe if you walked along the front at Haugesund. Those are two things I can think of near me. Ooh, it is on the map as a stop this. But look at that. Oops, that's the sky. I'd say all this path, all the coastal path, would suit a pram. I've just snuck up with a pushchair. Not a particularly, more of a city one than a robust one. And they were making it just fine along here. It's a very even path. This bit out to the lighthouse, less so, but you know, it's not mandatory to walk along. But I've got to have a look whilst we're here, because in my life I may never come back here. Always remember that. Might never come back. So we walked from the ship all the way through the town. You can see the obelisk, Harold's Cross, come all the way along here, and we're going to carry on all along the way there. So we've just been down there. Swimming pool, statue, and so it looks like we're coming up to probably the reason most people come on this walk, the rising tide statues. So much so I think somebody's got a taxi here. So it looks popular destination. It reminds me a little bit of Anthony Gormley on the Wirral estuary. Is it, or is it Barbara Hepworth? I can't remember. That kind of thing. Where you've got a human form in the water. And at different times of day, maybe it's more or less visible. But it's quite busy. We'll go and have a look. Oh God, I do not know what people expect to see. Like, I think they expect to see the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. You know, oh, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I love cruising. I won't miss people. Especially on such a huge ship like Iona. I love that ship, it's really nice. I was impressed. I was impressed. Maybe I've got simpler tastes. Yeah, let's carry on to the end. I'm not sure how many people walk right to the end. I think some people turn around there because that's sort of the last main site on the path that's marked as sort of touristy thing. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So it wasn't necessarily the last interesting thing on the path. This was the battery of Kvala, forgive me, part of the German army with a small G. Along with an identical battery placed at Storøy. These oceanside batteries were established towards the end of 1943, each of them equipped with two Belgian 7.5cm turret cannons. The Germans got these, bracket stole, these cannons from old Norwegian fortifications at the Swedish border, and they were able to engage targets at a range of 10,000 metres. The combat mission for the batteries was to protect the approach to Haugesund from the north. The area also consists of a number of other bunkers for ammunition storage and quartering for the soldiers. After the Second World War, the battery was commissioned to the National Guard Haugesund section. The battery was decommissioned in 1960 despite protests from local authorities. Ooh, let's go have a look. Oh, wow. Look at that. Fabulous. Oh. And there's the other one over there. Look at the little rock pools. Wonder if we can get down and have a look. I'm not sure. I don't want to hurt myself. Ooh. Ooh. Imagine. Oh. Let's find our way back down. So clear. Oh wow. Oh. Thankfully cameras pick that up quite well. I don't fancy going in because I can't see very well. But interesting nonetheless. Not particularly pleasant. As I suspected, and according to my watch, this is the end of the path, and this is where we turn around. I'm gonna have to tap out on something to say I've done it. Let's go see what there is. Wow. Let's do it on this little crag. Up here. Looks like a fitting point. So we've reached the end of the path. Fabulous. Gorgeous. The hop-up city hop-on, hop-off bus is a good way to see a lot of a city if you've only got a day if you're on a cruise. Last year we did Barcelona. That was about 30 quid. And it was really good value because Barcelona's such a big city with lots to see that you couldn't possibly do in a day. You would have to pick and choose your best bits. So that was really good because it took us to the Sagrada Familia, up to the Olympic Park, right along the shorefront to the beaches. So worth it. These are much smaller towns though, so I don't know whether you get as much value, but it's a good way to see somewhere. That's an interesting little bit of the pass. It goes from gravel to rock, but if you wanted to bypass that, just go back past the monuments and behind the campground. Look at the seams of like granite running through the rock. It's amazing. We're back to gravel now, so it's just on that little bit. I'm hoping I'm going to find a better way to the start of the walk and back to the ship, because we meandered a little bit, so according to my watch we're on the right track.
Spray settles and we reach the end of our journey. It's clear why the Haugesund coastal path is so special. We've covered some incredible ground today, from the historic shadows of the Haraldshaugen monument marking the very birthplace of Norway to the rugged, windswept beauty of Kvalsvik. Watching the North Sea crash against those granite cliffs really puts everything into perspective. It's been the perfect blend of Viking history and raw coastal nature. If you're ready to tackle these views yourself, you can find our exact route and all the trail stats over on All Trails. Thanks for sharing this trek with me. Remember, please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to, do comment. There's nothing quite like that crisp Norwegian air to clear the mind. And before I go, make sure you're ready for next week's Micro Adventure Monday. I'm heading over to the UK for a hike that's going to be a massive first for me personally. It's a special one, and I can't wait to take you along.